Hello. Today I'd like to introduce to you a coin themed around the legend of Robin Hood. His folk hero status became immortalized through songs, stories, legends, and nowadays in books, comics, computer and video games, and of course in modern film adaptations. Due to or despite its uncertain historical roots, it makes it easy to retell differently or reinterpret the story. Richard Carpenter's serial Robin Hood from the 80s with 26 episodes. Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater, Alan Rickman and others. Ridley Scott's Robin Hood with actors Russell Crowe, Cate Blanchett. So let's focus now on the coins. This stunning 2-ounce silver collector coin from T&S Coins from Lithuania. It comes in a case along with the certificate of authenticity. The design celebrates the legend of Robin Hood. The country issue is Cameroon, minted in 2024. Crafted from 999 fine silver, it boasts a 45mm diameter with high relief and an antique finish. The high-relief craftsmanship brings the Sherwood Forest ambush to life, capturing the heroic outlaw in a dynamic scene. Bow drawn, ready to strike against injustice. The obverse features Cameroon's coat of arms, grounding it as an official issue with a 2,000 francs face value. The selective gilding adds a touch of elegance, highlighting key details with a golden shimmer. With a limited mintage of 500 coins worldwide, it feels exclusive right out of the box. I'm not a financial advisor, and the information I provide is solely my personal opinion. Please consult with a professional financial advisor before making any financial decisions like purchasing this coin. Robin Hood is not himself a historical figure. His existence is disputed, has uncertain historical roots, and is probably based on several people who lived at the time. But the legend of Robin Hood still feels lively and modern because it talks about ideas that matter today. Why is it so? According to one version of the legendary tales of Robin Hood, he waited in medieval England for the return of King Richard the Lionheart and played a key role in raising funds for his release. Richard had been captured on his way back from the Crusades and was imprisoned in Austria with a hefty ransom set for his freedom. It was Robin Hood, along with his band of outlaws known as the Merry Men, who were said to have helped gather the money needed to secure Richard's release. In the absence of the King Richard, the Sheriff of Nottingham and other corrupt leaders imposed heavy, unfair taxes on peasants and workers to line their own pockets, misusing resources or fund the ruling class, such as Prince John, who is typically portrayed as ruling in King Richard's absence. In several versions of the legend, Those who resist or cannot pay the taxes are harshly punished, sometimes even executed. The sheriff and other officials are shown as ruthless, using fear and violence to control the population. Robin becomes a leader and an outlaw, with his actions turning from rebel to a hero by opposing injustice, stealing from rich and unjust, corrupt or criminal ruler and other authorities, selflessly passing on the loot to the poor who struggle with famine, and he and his fellow outlaws stand up for the weak and oppressed. Chased by the sheriff's soldiers, Robin Hood hides in the heart of the dense Sherwood forest, where he lives with his companions. They assist him during raids and in battle. The forest provides a safe retreat and a source of food. Robin Hood also has a secret connection with the peasants in the nearby villages. Things that even today make sense in a world with growing inequality, poverty around the world, political problems and arguments about power being misused, which inspires anyone trying to stand up to big challenges. He is also a hero for people who feel left out. Robin Hood is shown as agile, smart, skilled with his iconic bow and arrow, but also very skillful in the use of sword and fighting staff. As a leader, he often hides his true identity, sneaks in the hidden, until the point where he takes into valor action. Across the world, many countries have their own legends of figures similar to Robin Hood, the archetype of the noble outlaw. Fascinating to see how different cultures express shared ideals of justice and freedom, each in their unique way. A vigilante hero with a moral compass. Is Robin Hood a good role model? In some stories he robs innocent travelers who aren't necessarily corrupt, but just unlucky to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. From a modern view, is violence and lawlessness justified to achieve noble goals? Such actions risk creating a cycle of violence and hurting innocent people, and undermines the idea of a fair legal system which can peacefully resolve conflicts. It's a selective morality. Robin Hood steals from the rich to give to the poor, but his choice of targets is often based on his own definition of who's rich or corrupt. Which raises the question, who decides who deserves to be robbed? Crime could be seen as acceptable as long as it serves a higher moral purpose, a risk of romanticizing crime, breaking laws, taking justice into your own hands, causing harm to innocent people, attacking authorities and creating chaos and anarchy in society. While Robin Hood fights social injustice, his methods only offer short-term fixes, not real change. He doesn't try to reform the system, but just redistributes wealth. This could leave the poor dependent instead of giving them the real justice or autonomy. He remains stuck in a cycle of theft and violence. But let us stay fair to him. Robin Hood lived in the context of the Middle Ages, in a time where the legal system was often corrupt and uncontested. So applying his legend to today's world and standards is tricky and unjust, but I thought it's good to keep it in mind.